when we talk about intellectual property, many people ask themselves, what is intellectual property? And yet we have it all around us. Intellectual property is simply the creativity of the mind. Anything you create, and you have so much creativity. I see it in the room, I see it in the things that you've been talking about and sharing when we talk about the Studio of Yangwe and all those other things. That's creativity. But now the big elephant that I always find in every room that I go to is the inadequate awareness about the intellectual property around us. And that's what has informed my enthusiasm about this subject for the close to 18 or 19 years now that I've been involved in it. So I would call myself an intellectual property activist, that I preach the subject and I also teach the subject. So if we draw it back to, I would probably say when my journey started, it really started in 2003 when I was doing my master's in the subject, as you've heard, at Warwick University. And finishing that master's and coming back, I still saw the inadequacy in this whole thing. And then starting into practice in the area, found so many roadblocks in the court system that you take a case to court and even the judges or the opposite counsel do not speak that same language with you, and you're at the risk of losing some cases that you would have outrightly easily passed, or rather won in that sense. So the practice involved also teaching judges to understand intellectual property. Look at the clothes that you're wearing. There are those basic clothes that we import, which are Western in courts. And then there are the African designs that we have. I've seen the kente cloth and there's so many other beautiful designs. And those have what I would call something akin to intellectual property because they have an African or cultural touch to them. But do we look beyond the music? When you're in the studio and you do that music and then you do the show, do you look beyond that? You earn the money out of the show, you earn the money out of the music that you put on the DVD, you probably earn the money out of the Yangwe designs that you sell, but it normally stops at that. The sad reality is that it stops at that, instead of now doubling what you would earn by also earning out of the intellectual property in what you have designed or created. Now, the Yangwe is an industrial design, but you probably don't know that it's protected as an industrial design. So you won't go to Uganda Registration Services Bureau and have it registered as an industrial design. So at the end of the day, you're probably earning your marketability and the profits out of your uniquely designed Yangwe, but someone will copy it and start doing the same down the street, and you'll not have the opportunity to stop this person, to take a case against this person in court, and even ask this person to pay you for the losses you're making because you did not know that there's an aspect of the industrial design in your uniquely designed Yangwe. When you do that song and we're only half benefiting from the opportunity and the economy that we're getting out of our intellectual property, when we should be quadrupling the way we benefit from that intellectual property. In any case, in the late 80s and 90s, when we're importing all our music and growing the importing of the film industry, importing Nigerian movies, we started dressing up like Nigerians, we started dressing up like Congolese with our pants almost reaching our chests. They were importing that culture. And we started speaking like Nigerians because we're watching so much of the Nigerian movies. But now if our focus is more on the Ugandan movies, if our focus is more on Ugandan music, which I'm happy that it is, then we are not only cementing our own culture here, but allowing it to grow and our own children getting to enjoy it more and more. I wouldn't have known about the great Mpenkoni poem unless I had heard you want another rap, because that's how you get to know about your own culture and enjoy it more and more. In any case, that's what informed my doctoral thesis. It was focusing on how our folklore is being utilized and transformed into copyright. So you have a Ugandan president who picks folklore, and he only adds 9 seconds. It was a total of about 9 seconds, because he says in the beginning, well. Then he recites a poem that the Ankole people have known for hundreds of years. Then in the middle he says, you want another rap? You want another rap? Then in the end he says, now I know what you folks have been up to. That was his only contribution, but it still earned him copyright because he took it to the studio and he transformed folklore into copyright. The fashion industry, for instance, the designs, the music, the medicine. We know about herbal medicine And the Western world has been tapping into our herbal medicine and then getting the pharmaceutical products that we have out there. But all those pharmaceutical products are born out of herbal medicine. So they protect the herbal medicine and call that protection patents, but we don't protect the traditional knowledge in the herbal medicine. So that's what I'm teaching. And I just need us to continuously open up our eyes to the value of everything around us and how much more we can benefit out of it, how much more we can feed into our economies through that creativity, which is really our culture. Transform our culture into something of economic gain, but at the same time, look at protecting it.